gang crime's been busy.
There are 700 bikies in WA, just about all of them have gang tats, and just about all of them have breached insignia laws by showing those tats, either on purpose, cause no f***s given, or inadvertently cause of things like makeup malfunctions.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
But the cops seem to target not just a handful of clubs. You hardly ever hear of Deros or Gypsy Jokers getting done. Not just a handful of clubs, but a handful of people within those clubs. We all know that one of gang crime's most favouritist marks is this bloke.
We've been together for so long.
Troy McAndee has just been done again for displaying gang insignia.
What was he up to?
Picking up some dry cleaning for his mum, who is in her 80s.
I picked up this shirt here yesterday. It's completely shrunk.
Customers were intimidated by him, apparently I can't imagine why, and they called the cops. Troy had left by the time the police got there, so they reviewed the CCTV and charged him by summons. As well as having tats out, he was apparently also wearing a singlet with bikie stuff on it, so he didn't do himself any favours. He's a bit like Judd Nelson in The Breakfast Club.
Are you through? No, I'm doing society a favour. So? That's another one right now.
I can tell from the look on your face that you're thinking, F him, he's a bikie and it's the law, so suck it down, and I get that. But the Criminal Law, Unlawful Consorting and Prohibited Insignia Bill 2021 was intended to stop bikies flaunting their colours to intimidate people whilst doing things like this. Not this.
I drop it off, I pick it up. It's a delight.
Still.
I know what you think. Most people think the same. Cops should enforce the law anywhere and any time. It just seems to be an expensive way to do this. You got to pull a couple of cops off the road to go to the scene, view the CCTV, formally request the CCTV, make sure the chain of evidence rules are complied with, compile a brief, liaise with the police prosecutor, court date said, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on. And after all that, the bikie ends up getting a penalty that's piss all.
Hey there, criminal. It's me, Johnny Law.
The blokes who were at the pool at Rendezvous were in court for days and they ended up getting what? $1,000 fine or something? And it's still not over because one of them, Jamie Ginn, is appealing the conviction. Cops are gunning for him because he's basically running the rebels now because everyone who's seen it is either in the bin or about to go in the bin.
Guilty, guilty, guilty!
Or just come out of the bin and subject to a parole order with non-association clauses.
And you can't sit with us.
The cops are hammering Jamie because they reckon if they take him down, there's a chance the whole Rebels Outlaw Motorcycle Club in WA will become a total rabble that couldn't organise a club picnic, let alone a club run.
Well, it sounds like a pretty good tactic.
Cutting off the head is a valid law enforcement strategy. Problem is, Jamie spends most of his waking hours laying bricks. That's his trade. And while most of us would consider $3 a maxi to be a crime, it's a hard one to prosecute. So the cops are niggling him, which is pretty easy to do.
Off out of my face now.
They've charged him with displaying gang insignia because of this. That's outside court for his last insignia breach. Apparently the Band-Aids weren't big enough.
Reggie. There are all vowels left, Reggie.
W.
Well.
Back in the dock in November.
Still a crime, even with the missing letters.
That's what the police will say, but won't necessarily be what a judge says. Will be an interesting test case. At what point is gang insignia not recognisable as gang insignia? And what if we start seeing bikies get creative? The 1% symbol has been banned, but what about this?
That's ridiculous.
Almost as ridiculous as raiding an old age pensioner's house looking for a singlet.
This job is eating me alive. I can't breathe anymore.
The cops executed a search warrant at McAndee's mother's house looking for evidence of the dry cleaning crime. I'll never give a bikie an even break, but I'm wondering about the return on investment here. The courts are busy enough.
Busy settling disputes between squabbling billionaires.
The battle over who owns what in the Pilbara continues. Most people know that the families of iron ore founding fathers Lang Hancock and Peter Wright are going toe-to-toe over the giant Hope Downs mining project. Peter's daughter Angela Bennett and her nieces Leonie Baldock and Alexandra Burt reckon they're entitled to royalties despite the fact the mine was developed by the House of Hancock in partnership with Rio Tinto. What's less well known is there's a third snout trying to get into this very lucrative trough. The family of Transport King Don Rhodes, who was heavily involved in developing the Pilbara, reckons they're entitled to a small slice as well, only 1.25%, but that's still going to be hundreds of millions of dollars. The lawyer for the family company DFD Rhodes has got his hands on emails sent between Gina Rinehart's kids. They date back to 2006, when the children were plotting against their mother. It's all very Succession.
He's toast. We'll push him out.
Full coup.
Hope was emailing her brother John about his plans to incubate the Hope Downs mine deal from any legal fallout from the battle over control of the Hancock Family Trust. She forwarded those emails to sister Bianca, who forwarded them to their mum and called her brother an idiot.
Talk about full Shiv Roy.
Yeah, I know. I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.